go in there.
Let's go.
At this lab, they're trialling yet another vaccine for COVID-19. But the man in the white coat knows there's no immunising the economy from what's to come.
How bad is it looking, Chancellor?
This afternoon, the forecasts were as blue as the book which contained them.
Chancellor.
As Rishi Sunak warned of the economic illness he must now try to cure.
Our health emergency is not yet over, and our economic emergency has only just begun.
The worst, in fact, this chamber has ever heard of in all its years.
The economy will contract this year by 11.3%, the largest fall in output for more than 300 years. The OBR expects unemployment to rise to a peak in the second quarter of next year of 7.5%, 2.6 million people.
His effort to keep others in work will help push borrowing to its highest level in peacetime, while many in the public sector will pay their own price.
In such a difficult context for the private sector, especially for those people working in sectors like retail, hospitality and leisure, I cannot justify a significant across-the-board pay increase for all public sector workers.
In other words, many will see their pay frozen, aside from the million or so working in the NHS, and at least a £250 pay rise for those earning less than £24,000 a year. There'll be an increase too for those on the minimum wage, up 2.2% to £8.91 an hour, with an extra £4.3 billion worth of schemes to help the unemployed.
Earlier this year, the Chancellor stood on his doorstep and clapped for key workers. Today, his government institutes a pay freeze for many of them. Many key workers who willingly took on so much responsibility during this crisis are now being forced to tighten their belts. Now, not in the medium term to which the Chancellor refers, now.
There'll be a tightening, not just here at home, but abroad too. Perhaps the most controversial measure, a cut to foreign aid.
During a domestic fiscal emergency, sticking rigidly to spending 0.7% of our national income on overseas aid is difficult to justify to the British people.
The fact that numbers 10 and 11 have ditched that manifesto pledge already shows just how quickly the pandemic has changed the course of this premiership. The Prime Minister and the Chancellor's big vision had been of levelling Britain up. There was an extra £4 billion today to do that. But instead of rebalancing the country, they will both now be dogged for years to come by the need to rebalance the books. The Chancellor may have been dressed like a doctor today, but while vaccines for the virus are coming, he'll find no quick cure for the economy. Paul Brand, ITV News, Westminster.